All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and monsters of all ages, this is the April 3rd edition of the Northreach Council of Regents. Um, I'm not sure why I let up like that, but I like it, and we're sticking with it. So we'll get some of the office work out of the way really quick. Present, we have Minnie representing the kingdom. Laura out of Ravenstone, and Rhea or Wisteria out of IFB. Cool. So just how about like a general how are things going at your guys' parks? I guess we'll start north to south. And I can do Astral Winds, seeing as I'm from there. Things have been going pretty good. We'll talk about mid-rain updates and stuff like that here in a little bit. But we've kind of got that stuff figured out. ANS has still been happening pretty consistently before our normal park days, and people are making cool stuff all the time. I spent like the entire park day this last weekend teaching a few kids how to like do leatherworking, and they like carved up and tooled these really cool, like one of them made this really cool eyeball pendant out of leather. It was super dope. So I'm super excited that kind of stuff's going down. And there's going to be some pretty high level event planning going on up here in Fairbanks and Astral Winds, because we've got Solstice War coming up really soon. And the Midnight Sun Festival, and then like the Fairbanks, like the Tanana Valley State Fair up here too. So we got a bunch of stuff we're going to have to figure out for that. So that's cool. Ravenstone, speaking of Midnight Suns, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. I have mid-range date and stuff in the calendar all figured out. The only problem I'm coming across is trying to figure out how to get someone that can cover free at ANS's when I can't be there.
Are you like pretty consistently not able to make it, and so you're looking for someone to really like run the show for you at those?
Yeah, I have a problem with getting rides to and from, so that's the big issue right now. The last time I was there, it'd been a month since I had been there.
Gotcha, that's tough. And so have you guys like, have you made announcements or anything like that at your local park days and just no one's biting? Or, you know, have you talked to folks about it? Like what's the holdup, you know?
I got the okay from my Monarch, and this Sunday, hopefully this week I'm going to put up a post about it to see if anybody's interested in that position.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, that sounds perfect. And, you know, hopefully that sort of conversation, you'll find someone that is super duper interested in doing that for you, and it won't even be a matter of having to harangue anyone. But, you know, we'll follow up on that 2 weeks from now, and that'll be good. And if you haven't had any luck finding someone, I'll see if I can pull some of my kingdom level strings to, you know, maybe rustle up an interested party or two for you. We can definitely try to convince some people that helping, you know, when they can is awesome. So that is great. Anything else going on in Ravenstone?
Not really. I know the contests that I've been going on once a month have been going great. Some more people have been interested in that, which is fantastic.
Just forgot that I was muted. Okay. That sounds awesome. How's Icefire Bay going, Wisteria?
It's going pretty good. I've also been having some mild schedule conflicts, but Gudrun's been filling in for me a little bit while I'm doing school-related sports. Um, uh, I heard that the weekend before Easter we got to do, I think it's pronounced Pazanski eggs, where they do the wax resist that was set up by our prime minister. That went pretty well. I have been regularly attending battle games, so right now that's working out.
The eggs turn out super cool. Oh, you said were
I
you able to
saw
go to
the
the
eggs afterwards, and they turned out pretty well.
sweet? Did you guys post pictures of those? I feel like there's always something cool going on in Icefire Bay, and I just want to see all of it. I love it. Like that sort of stuff is infectious. But I don't think I saw any sweet egg pictures. Did I miss out, or were
I
there?
think Hazel has pictures of them, and I haven't seen her post any of them yet. I'll I'll tell her that the Kingdom Regent's interested.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not an obligation, but I mean, you guys are always doing such cool things. Like I was geeking out. I was scrolling back through some of the posts in our Facebook group, and I was just geeking out about the like Foo Dog and stuff like that. I was like, like
That
Icefire
was
Bay
me.
is
That I was the food
Icefire Bay
dog
is
in that
killing it.
quest, and that was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think like in older parks, like parks, like organizations can like kind of fall into like ruts too. Um, Maybe ruts is the wrong word, but like just develop habits and stuff like that. Like get comfortable with the way things work and the battle games we play and the ANS stuff that we do or don't do. Um, and so I'm sure that, when Astral Winds was a wee baby, we were doing just all kinds of off the wall stuff because we were just figuring it out. And I love that you guys like Icefire Bay's in that phase right now because you're doing so much cool stuff that nobody else has done before. And that's just the best.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't know if the other parks have it. I think it was one of our people that developed it, but we have a battle game called Psychopaths where we divide into two teams, and the Reeve chooses one person from each team to be the psychopath, and then everyone has a life limit, and the regular people have to either outlast the either keep within the life limit or not get killed by the psychopath, either of which results in them turning into skeletons. And last weekend before the battle games, I was thinking about the fact that it was going to be Easter and April Fool's Day, and I contacted our champion and went, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if we had the psychopaths game, but instead of people turning into skeletons, they turned into like chickens or ducks or something similar to that?" And he ended up making people turn into bunnies, which got a little bit aggravating with hopping around, but it was pretty entertaining.
Oh, it sounds beautiful. That's
It
amazing.
was pretty hilarious.
All right. Well, that is awesome. Okay, cool. Well, let's scamper on down to mid-range on the agenda. So the update that we have from Astral Winds is that Puppet, our monarch, has kind of leveraged some sweet work ties and managed to reserve the like union hall that the union that he's a part of. They have a big like banquet hall, so he's reserved that for us for free. They have tons of tables and chairs and stuff, and so we're just gonna do a super low key but ultra delicious potluck style mid range, and that's gonna be great. It's gonna be April 28th at like 4 p.m. For any Tour de North folk that are listening. How's Ravenstone's mid-range planning coming along?
It's coming along good. We have the date set out for May 20th from 1 to 7. We have a bunch of cool questing planned, so
Are you guys going to be, maybe we've talked about this before and I've forgotten. Are you guys going to be doing it at the same place that you do your normal park days?
Yes, at the shared soccer fields.
Okay, cool. And are you guys going to do any kind of like food things, or do you guys not usually hit mid-range that hard, which is totally fine. I mean, some places are like, no, we don't want to make a huge ordeal out of it. We just want some awards and cool quests. Others want to make a thing. So
From what I've gotten from the park, they're more interested in questing and feasts more than anything, which is awesome because I take a great deal with how I plan our feasts.
oh, so you guys are going to do a feast?
Yes.
Cool. Are your plans top secret, or can we talk about them?
No, they're not top secret. We have we have barbecue pulled pork sandwiches planned with some peach cobbler, I think some corn on the cob. We're still trying to hanker out all the details for that. I'm working with someone that is actually Freya Artemis's mom that said she would like to help with the feast.
Oh my goodness, this sounds so good. I'm also kind of hungry right now, so you're killing me a little bit, but it sounds amazing. And one of these days, I absolutely need to go to a feast that you're running because I've heard people talk about your feast before, but I have not like been able to, just experience one. So I'm one of these days, one day.
Maybe we could have some sent to you somehow.
You know what would be really cool, and is something that you've never been to Clan, right? Or like any out of state like events.
No, I haven't. I would love to, though.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because at Clan, for example, the autocrat doesn't like they don't the event staff generally are not the ones that are doing any of the feasts, so they get fighting companies or households, or sometimes like whole parks, like a local park might say like, well, we'll take care of like lunch on this day. But it would be super cool to see like some of the like slightly older households or like bigger households and fighting companies that Northreach is starting to accumulate, do things like that where you could say like, okay, cool, well, there are 4 of us in this household, Midnight Sun is super bomb at cooking. Maybe we could do like a lunch at like Wolf's Cry or something like that. That I mean, I would love to see that kind of stuff happening too one day. I think that'd be super cool.
That actually sounds really fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a win-win. Like the people that are attending get to eat super delicious food. The people that are running the event have just one less thing to stress out about, and the company that does it gets to get sweet, sweet brownie points. So, anywho, sweet. How's Icefire Bay mid-range stuff going?
We have it scheduled for May 5th, and everybody knows about it, and that's kind of as far as we've gotten because of everybody's scattered schedules right now.
Okay, sorry. You said what day is it?
May 5th, I think.
Okay, yeah, I think that was right. I was just trying to remember. Yeah, that's what I have written down, May 5th. Yeah, I mean, that's only like, I don't want to like stress you out, you know what I mean? But that's only like 4 weekends from now. It's like 4 amp guards essentially to kind of figure out where you're gonna do it, and what you're gonna do for food if you're gonna do anything. So you should probably we should really start figuring stuff out for you guys pretty quickly if you're planning on making sort of a big old a big old hoopla out of it.
It's usually kind of small in Icefire Bay, and it's probably just going to be like a potluck style thing. I'll try to talk to Arian and Hazel and Chi about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll ping. I will try really hard to remember to ping Chi before like the weekend, or May 5th. That means you guys are a Saturday park, right? Like on Saturday or Friday night or something, to remind him to like remember, you know what I mean, to chat about it. So hopefully
Yeah.
that'll help. All right, cool. Well, that sounds great. When you kind of like whatever details you nail down, would you like I'll PM you too, and we'll chat about it like on like that weekend and see, you know, see what we got figured out so we can get the ball rolling for you. Like I am super willing to help out however I can. Plus we've got which is largely going to be me talking to folks for you, because unfortunately I'm not going to be able to make it down to Homer for the mid rain, but I do have friends that live nearby, so we can totally find ways to help if we need to.
Thank you
So
for that.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, we'll chat this weekend after hopefully you have a chance to talk to Chi and stuff like that. And that'll be sweet. Plus potlucks are the best. You get to eat so much food. Okay. Calendars. Or I'm sorry, did anyone want to talk about mid-range at all anymore? All right, cool. So calendars, this was on there from last time. I know it's just the two of you, but have both of you been able to successfully log into the calendars at this point?
Yes, and I checked it, and it all looks good for Ice Fire Bay.
Sweet. Did you have a chance when you were checking it? I'm assuming you were looking at like your normal park days and stuff like that, checking the dates and the location, so on and so forth.
Yep.
Sweet. Did you have a chance to take a look at any sort of like kingdom level events that would be happening down in your neck of the woods? Like I know there's like a fair and some things like that. Did those kind of things get added to the calendar for you guys?
I kind of skimmed that, and I didn't really notice anything except the Kingdom Day that happened like last weekend or weekend before, whenever that was, when we tried to get up there and then had some schedule conflicts.
Okay. I would chat with, like, see if you can remember to chat with Chi about that this weekend as well. The Council of Crowns had put together like a list of sort of all of the local events that were happening in various places. And I know I know there was at least one that was out there in Homer. Plus, you guys do lots of cool questing stuff that folks wanted to have on there too. So yeah, see if you can remember to talk to Chi about that this weekend too, and see if you can get that list from him, and then you can get that on the calendar too, and we can make sure that we get more folks coming down to your events because they're super duper awesome.
All right then.
Cool. How about you, Midnight Sun? Are you good with calendar stuff? Have you had a chance to do that?
Yes, I have. I got in there and changed a few things over, but I still have to get in there to do from May onwards, because I wasn't sure when exactly we're going to be outside.
Yeah, I mean, Astral Winds is the same. We don't know what weekend we're going to go outside until like the weekend beforehand, essentially, because we're just waiting for things to not be a giant, disgusting mess. So I wouldn't
Sideways
stress
blowing snow on nauseum.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, for us, it's more like when breakup happens, the park that we usually go to turns into a giant lake for like 3 weeks while everything dries out. So we end up playing inside for a little bit, even though it's technically warm outside. It's just too gross. So anyway, I wouldn't stress out about that too much. So that'll be good. Okay, cool. And then next thing on here, Regent kit wish lists. So I pulled that up earlier, and now I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, I think Midnight Sun has hers filled out. Wisteria, I don't think you had a chance to go in there and do anything yet.
I have not. and I
Okay.
apologize for that.
No, it's okay. I mean, it may be worth even just taking a look at, what Midnight Sun put in there. I don't know what, your park kind of already has or has accumulated over time in various bags and bins and so on and so forth. But man, Midnight Sun put together a pretty like comprehensive, like basic, you know, will cover most of the bases in some way list that it might be worth just copy pasting. But you guys may have some stuff that's already on there and so on and so forth. So I would definitely take a look.
I just pulled up the Regent kit wish list, and I'm not sure how to access what I think I'm supposed to be accessing.
Sure. Well, you should see down kind of towards the bottom, there are some tabs, and those indicate different sheets on this spreadsheet that you're looking at. The first one's probably called Info. There's Astral Winds, Ravenstone, which is nice and filled out with like alternating color blocks and like some math. It's good stuff. And you could just take a look at that and see if that kind of fits the bill for you. Or I don't. Maybe are you seeing what I'm describing, or are you not seeing that either?
I found that, and I think I have a couple of ideas for Icefire Bay now that I think about it.
Cool. Yeah, that's perfect. And just do yo thing on there, and we'll catch up. We'll catch up on it. Like when I was talking to the Council of Crowns on Sunday, I had said that our goal is to essentially get this project our goal is to get this done by the end of the reign. We want to try to set up our incoming regents for success. I think we can definitely do that, and then probably do something else in addition, like maybe start a project that we think would be good for the incoming regents to take over or whatever. But at a bare minimum, I would like to get this done by the end of the reign, which I think we can totally do, and then some. So. Okay, cool. Well, we'll follow up on that, and I will try really hard to talk to Ravenwolf from Astral Winds this weekend and see if I can get him to, maybe I'll sit down with him during the park day and we'll see if we can, take a look at it. I've got a ton of stuff that I bring out all the time that, and I know there are a bunch of other people too. We could probably cobble together most of a kit from that, but all the parks have operating budgets, so we have money to pay for this. So it'll be good. Anywho, bi-monthly meetings is the last thing I had on here. This is kind of a follow-up from the last meeting. So everyone had said that this time would work for him. I know Thror's deal was that he works 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and so there are just mathematically some of these that won't be able to make. But both Ravenwolf and Cuddleow had said that they would be able to make this, so I'm sure something came up. But does this time/date work okay for you two?
This does work for me.
How about you, Midnight Sun?
Yes, it does. Sorry, my phone was being wonky.
No, it's okay. All right, cool. Well, hearing none opposed, because the people that aren't here to oppose it didn't show up, we're going to move forward with this date and time, which would put our next scheduled meeting as the 17th. So I'll go ahead and get the Facebook group updated with that here in a few minutes. And, do you guys have anything else you want to chat about before we call this one good? Sweet.
I think I'm good.
Oh, okay, cool. You have anything, Wisteria?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. Well, I'm calling this one a win. Thank you two for showing up and chatting with me. I'm sure the rest of North Future is super excited. And I will talk to you guys on the 17th, the latest. Bye, everyone, including the internet.